young sailor lads who sail the briny breeze, and heed my tale of the men who sail the boats of the inland seas. You that scoff and jeer at the sailors here and think they have such ease, when the journey's short from the inland ports on the lakes of America. If you take your fleet where the water's sweet, there's something you should know. No quarter shown when the gale wind's blowing and the sky has filled with snow. When your decks are froze and the rail dips low and there's nowhere left to flee, then from bow to stern make a turtle turn on the lakes of America. So say a prayer for those who dare to sail on the fresh North Seas. If you drink too deep, you'll forever sleep on the lakes of America. I've seen when the water's green and the waves begin to freeze, that a close haul tack makes a wood hull crack from her scuppers to her knees. As you leave the boat and you try to float, no salt gives buoyancy. There's a waiting grave in the cold dark waves of the lakes of America. So say a prayer for those who dare to sail on the fresh North Seas. If you drink too deep, you'll forever sleep in the lakes of America. Down with a wailing sound and the weather changes fast. It's a tempest in a tea kettle as you run from the icy blast. And the calm will change to a mountain range as the white caps curl and break. Then the sisters laugh and kick your aft to the bottom of the lake. So say a prayer for those who dare to sail on the fresh North Seas. If you drink too deep, you'll forever sleep in the lakes of America. Oh, say a prayer for those who dare to sail on the fresh North Seas. If you drink too deep, you'll forever sleep in the lakes of America.
I'll tell you the tale of the Nancy Lee, the ship that got shipwrecked at sea, and the bravest man was Captain Brown. 'Cause he played his ukulele as the ship went down. All the crew was in despair. Some rushed here and some rushed there, but the captain sat in the captain's chair and he played his ukulele as the ship went down. Well, the captain said to Seaman Jones, you best put on your working clothes while you stand and spray your hose. I can play me ukulele as the ship goes down. All the crew was in despair. Some rushed here and some rushed there, but the captain sat in the captain's chair and he played his ukulele as the ship went down. Well, the owners signalled to the crew saying, do the best that you can do. We're only insured for £5,000. We'll be out of pocket if the ship goes down. All the crew was in despair. Some rushed here and some rushed there, but the captain sat in the captain's chair and he played his ukulele as the ship went down. The captain's wife was on board ship and he was very glad of it, but she could swim and she might not drown. So we tied her to the anchor as the ship went down.
All the crew was in despair. Some rushed here and some rushed there.
But the
Captain sat in the captain's chair and he played his ukulele as the ship went down.
Now the crow's nest fell and it killed the crow. The starboard watch was 2 hours slow, but the captain sang Pelody-O-Do. And he played his ukulele as the ship went down.
All the crew was in despair. Some rushed here and some rushed there.
But the
Captain sat in the captain's chair and he played his ukulele as the ship went down.
2, 3, 4. A big ship went sailing out over the bar.
Way for Rio.
She pointed her nose to the bright southern star.
And we're bound for the Rio ground. Sing away, bullies away. Way for Rio. So very well to you, Liverpool girls, and we're bound for the Rio ground.
We was sick of the beach and our money was gone.
Way for Rio.
So we signed on this packet to drive her along.
And we're bound for the Rio ground. Sing away, bullies away. Way for Rio. So very well to you, Liverpool girls, and we're bound for the Rio ground.
Cheer up, Mary Ellen, and don't look so glum.
Way for Rio.
On White Stocking Day you'll be drinking hot rum.
And we're bound for the Rio ground. Sing away, bullies away. Way for Rio. So very well to you, Liverpool girls, and we're bound for the Rio ground.
It's pack up your donkeys and get underway.
Way for Rio.
Them duties on Lime Street will draw our half pay.
And we're bound for the Rio ground. Sing away, bullies away. Way for Rio. So very well to you, Liverpool girls, and we're bound for the Rio ground.
Farewell to the ladies from all of the crew.
Way for Rio.
And you who are listening, it's goodbye to you.
And we're bound for the Rio ground. Sing away, bullies away. Way for Rio. So very well to you, Liverpool girls, and we're bound for the Rio ground. Sing away, bullies away. Way for Rio. So very well to you, Liverpool girls, and we're bound for the Rio ground.
All right, we want an opportunity now to introduce ourselves. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Robert Gow, and my esteemed colleague is a naval historian and Canadian Naval Reserve Officer, Gord Lacko. Now, what a great day to say goodbye to our wonderful fleet of international tall ships. The Great Lakes United Tall Ships Challenge starts here in Toronto, and we're so proud to be the first port in a race series that visits 6 ports this summer. After Toronto, Cleveland, Bay City, Michigan, Duluth, Minnesota, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Chicago, Illinois.
The Great Lakes are certainly inland seas, and some of these vessels have been here before, but others have not. And I think they're all going to find that we've got some of the best sailing waters in the world.
We certainly do.
After years of successful merchant work, Piyama was converted for use as a strictly diesel-powered trader. However, before she was retired, she was delivered transatlantic to the Great Lakes Pewter Company of Toronto and restored to her original profile in 1999. Restoration and refit happened with the guidance and historic drawings, photos, information from the former crew, and drawings provided by her original builders.
Absolutely gorgeous and memorable sight. How about a nice round of applause to the Soils Piyama?
Racing one more line through a land so wide and savage, and make a northwest passage to the sea.
3 centuries.
The vessel about to come into the viewing area is the TS Redpath. It's got a very interesting past, and one of the things that's still known about it is the only Canadian ship ever christened by a reigning monarch. Witness the second broke the battle over Bilbao in 1972, which was the second new built-reigning vessel. The organization was created 47 years ago and has offered a two-parallel platform for adventure-based youth programming and has been recognized over and over internationally as the great pioneer and innovator in the field of youth training. They teach good seamanship, personal responsibility, teamwork, and self-esteem. And an interesting thing about these vessels is that the captain is the only adult on board. Everything else is run by teenagers.
I'd like now to introduce to you the sailing vessel, the Unicorn. Gord, tell us a little bit about that vessel.
Well, the Unicorn is what's called a tropical schooner. That means she's got 4 aft sails on both masts, but also square sails on the floor.
Behind
Makes her a bit more nimble
the mileage clicking west.
Towards the end of the 1800s,
Mackenzie, David Thompson, and the rest, who cracked the
I do
mountain
believe we're under attack.
ramparts and did show a path for me to race the roaring Fraser to the sea.
a very short gap over there. But I want to point out that maintaining a schedule is one of the things that requires
One more line through a land so wide and savage, and make a northwest passage to the sea.
How then am I so different from the first men through this way? Like them I left a settled life, I threw it all away, to seek the northwest passage at the call of many men, to find there but the road back home again.
For just one time I would take the northwest passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching.
Next stop is probably one of the most beautiful and significant fishing vessels operating on the lake. The Roadway was built in 1925 as a fishing schooner.
And make a northwest passage to the sea.